folks, thanks for tuning in to this introduction to Penn Violence Prevention. My name is Rima Malholtra, and I am the Associate Director for Graduate and Professional Students within PVP. We are a three-person team, so we also have our Director Malik and the other Associate Director Ray. I do want to let you all know right off the bat that we do have office hours every weekday. We're conducting these through Zoom, and the Zoom links are on our PVP website as well as wherever you access this module. The links should be there as well. We all have different times, as you can see right here. Our office hours are really serving for just an opportunity if you ever want to stop in, talk to someone from PVP confidentially. It can be about an issue that you're having an issue with a peer, or you want to know how to support your peer. If you just want to ask questions about this presentation or something else that you've heard, we are here for you. A couple of different things that we offer in PVP. We do customized presentations and workshops. We have our Penn Anti-Violence Educators paid, that is our peer education group. And we're also working on virtual engagement. We're trying to conduct outreach and do different kinds of events virtually. And then we also offer confidential support. Like I talked a little bit about already, we are a confidential resource, so anything you are going to say to any member of PVP staff is going to remain confidential. A couple of different things that are covered under Penn's sexual misconduct policy are going to include sexual harassment, sexual violence, stalking, and relationship violence. As you can see from this graph, it's really showing the prevalence rates of sexual harassment at Penn. So from here, you can see that undergraduate women and TGQN, which stands for transgender, queer, or non-conforming folks, undergraduate or grad, have reported the highest rates of any kind of harassing behavior. Now, there is this misconception that sexual harassment and sexual assault don't really occur in graduate and professional communities, and that's simply untrue. You can really see from the rates on this graph, as well as the next one that I'm about to show you, that graduate students can definitely experience these things. And I also want to make folks aware that this is just the reported numbers. So what you see here is probably not even scratching the surface for sexual harassment by graduate or undergraduate status. And then here we have the sexual assault prevalence for all different kinds of groups on Penn's campus. Again, graduate women and graduate men and TGQN graduates are experiencing sexual assault while they're on campus or while they're a part of the Penn community. So knowing all of that, I want you all to know what your rights are as a Penn student as well. So you have the right to make a disciplinary complaint, which would be to Title IX, and or a criminal complaint, which would go to special services within the Division of Public Safety. You have the right to get access to counseling and support. You can request interim safety measures and request reasonable academic and housing accommodations. Even though we are virtual, you still have the right to request those different things, whether it's academic or housing accommodations, those safety measures. We will find a way to make you feel safe and get you what you need while you're part of the community. Then there are other confidential campus resources as well. So there is special services, again, that's within the Division of Public Safety. They offer confidential support to the entire Penn community. They are on call 24/7 through Penn Police, but it's important to note that special services is not the same thing as Penn Police. They offer options counseling, hospital and court accompaniment, and they are also not bound by geographical boundaries. We also have the Penn Women's Center. We have counseling and psychological resources, including the STOP team, which stands for Sexual Trauma Treatment, Outreach, and Prevention. There's the Student Health Service, the Chaplain's Office, the LGBT Center, Penn Violence Prevention, of course, and the Ombudsman and the African American Resource Center. Again, all of these are confidential resources. And if you aren't sure which one of these resources is going to be the right one for you, just pick the first one that you remember. You can send an email, you can go to their office hours, figure out a way to get in touch, and that person will get you to the right place. Whoever you speak to, their goal is to help. So they are really going to try and get you to the best option that's right for you. We also have Penn internal reporting. So that's going to be our AVP Title IX officer. That person oversees the investigation of reports against Penn faculty, staff, and enrolled students alleged violations of the sexual misconduct policy. If you want to take a closer look at that sexual misconduct policy, you can look onto Title IX's website, and it should also be included in the list of links that is where you access this webinar. I did want to provide you all with a little bit information about how to specifically support disclosures. This is one of the biggest questions that Penn Violence Prevention receives is, someone has disclosed something to me, they're a peer, they're a colleague, and I really wasn't sure what to do or how to respond. So first and foremost, we want to make sure we're being as present as possible. Try to limit your distractions and make sure you are truly listening to whatever it is that that person is saying. Don't just listen to respond to what they're saying. Reserve whatever judgments that you might be having about the disclosure that they're telling you, no matter what your own feelings might be or what biases you might be holding on to at that time. We're just going to not make any judgment about this person or what they've gone through. And then know where you can find resources. Hopefully you'll remember something from this miniature webinar, but I am talking really fast, so I understand if you don't. But you can always look something up on Google. You're gonna remember PVP at least after today, and you can reach out to us and we will help you get the rest of the resources that are available to you. And then also don't try and give advice or solutions. It's really hard to not do that because we wanna help, right? We want to do as much as we can for this person. And that might come out as trying to tell them what to do or trying to fix the problem for them. If it's something traumatic, you really can't fix that, right? There is no way to get one answer and that's going to be the right thing for everybody. We really want to just support that person and let them know what their options are, let them know what the resources are, and let them pick their option on their own. Additionally, we want to make sure that we're being comfortable with silence or even not knowing what to say, especially in a virtual world. This is going to be incredibly important because that silence seems a little bit more awkward when we're virtual, but still use that to your advantage. We want to make sure that that person is not feeling overwhelmed by all the things that we want to say. Frequently, we try to fill the silence because we are the ones that are uncomfortable, right? Try not to do that. Try and take a step back and let this person tell you what they need from you. And lastly, we want to make sure that we're mirroring language. Whatever phrases or words that your peer or colleague have used to describe their experience, use those same words back to them. We want to make sure that we are not putting on any terms that they haven't already used themselves, putting them back on them. For example, if they are explaining to you that they had a sketchy experience with someone the night before and it wasn't really a fun experience, and they tell you that they had intercourse with another individual, but they didn't really like it or they didn't really want to, we don't want to come back and say, oh my gosh, I think you've been raped, right? Because that's really heavy and that can be just as traumatizing. We want to make sure that we are mirroring the language back to that person and not labeling their experience for them. All of this is really, really heavy. Talking about sexual and interpersonal violence is definitely not the most fun thing to do, but it is so incredibly, incredibly necessary because we want all of you to be safe. We want every single person within the Penn community to feel safe while they are here. And I do want y'all to definitely take care of yourself, whether it's related to everything I've talked about today or something else. And we often forget to take care of ourselves and especially recognize that IPV is going to have an impact on us, even if you are the person who's experienced it or not. That's going to be something like secondary trauma. And taking care of yourself is just going to make you a better person, right? It's going to be better for our communities and better for our loved ones. Having self-compassion is just going to make everything a little bit better. If anyone ever needs any additional information or guidance, you all can contact me directly. Again, my name is Rima. My email address is right there. Again, I have those office hours from 4 to 5 every weekday. That link is going to be available to you as well as on our website. And then if you're ever curious about different events that we're holding, different ways to get involved, you can follow us on social media. We have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We also have a newsletter that comes out every month. If you are interested in that, you can, again, contact us on social media. You can let me know directly, or you can let anyone on our team know directly, and we will add you to that list. I hope that this was helpful. And again, if you have questions, please do contact me. Have a good one. Bye.